How's it going, everybody? This is Cameron White with White Light Astrology, giving you guys your weekly forecast of what the heck is going on in the universe. This is a day late, or 2 days late, however you want to look at it. This is going to be Monday. Decided to switch locations, kind of give you guys a view of Denver, if you can even see it. But hey, I'm here. It's all good. We just got off of this Cancer new moon. It was really emotionally rough for a lot of people. It was a lot of exposing, a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Purging of emotions. It's really about what that whole Cancer new moon was really about, was about getting emotionally in touch with yourself. I mean, it was like just seeing it on social. It's so much fun being an astrologer and watching social media and just watching how things, shift and change, and watching how people change. And, it was like a lot of people had to learn how to get vulnerable with each other and learn how to get vulnerable with themselves and learn how to, become okay with not being okay, and really taking in all the emotions that since Aries season started, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, since all that has been going through, what that's really looked like for us. And this whole next week, the moon will be going through Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and then Libra by this weekend, until we have the moon in Scorpio by next week. And this whole week, it's not like there's nothing going on, no planets are shifting. That's going to be next week. No, it's nothing crazy, but all of the tension is between everything in Cancer, which is the Sun, Mars, Mercury, and Sun, Mars, and Mercury, and Pluto in Capricorn with Jupiter in Libra. Jupiter's now direct. Things are moving forward. It was like Jupiter went retrograde in January, so as it went retrograde in Libra, which Jupiter is like philosophy, spirituality, good energy, fortune, abundance, all these great things. And in Libra, this is talking about relationships. This is talking about business. This is talking about what's fair, what's equal, what's right. And as it went retrograde, it was really a big look at what's our relationship with ourselves. And it had us expose a lot of, the things that aren't fair, how we treat ourselves unequally, how we treat ourselves unfair, how we don't show ourselves love, how we don't show ourselves admiration and appreciation and all that kind of stuff. And as we went through those past 6 months now, or 7 months, whatever you want to call it, we've learned a lot about the relationship with ourselves and how that manifests into our physical reality. And as Jupiter moves forward, this is a time where you're going to start seeing the practice that you put in these past 6 months of, like, okay, putting yourself first, about, getting rid of this and putting more of that inside of your life, and taking what is good for you, what's going to help you grow, what's going to help you manifest what you've been wanting, what's going to help you spiritually, what's going to help you manifest what you really want. You're going to see a lot of that start to come to fruition. However, this is when it gets tricky, is that it's in the middle of a T-square with Pluto, Sun, Mercury, and Mars for this whole week. And as the moon goes into Libra, what is that, on Friday? That's when it's going to get really, really, really interesting as far as what this all looks like. So as the Sun, Mars, and Mercury in Cancer, it's like, holy shit, where did all these emotions come from? Why am I so locked inside of my own head? Why am I so afraid to be vulnerable? Why am I not expressing my true emotions? Why am I not actually moving forward with things? And why am I being reclusive and so, hard-headed about things? And what's so hard about this is that, we have energy going on everywhere. It's not like, I was looking up some like old charts. I looked at like 1945, and like everything was in like Gemini, Taurus, and Cancer. Like that was everything. It was insane. However, now that we have all this energy around everywhere, it's really hard for Cancer to use that energy. Like in Gemini, with all this, when we had all the energy in Gemini with Mars, the Sun, and Mercury in Gemini, it was like, oh man, we could spread ourselves thin, we could do this, we could do that, live in the land of and all that kind of good stuff. But as it's in Cancer, it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get uncomfortable. I don't want to move forward with these things. I want to be comfortable, and I want to stay in my shell, and I want to stay reclusive. But the universe doesn't want you to do that right now. The universe really wants you to use this Cancer energy to really expose yourself, be vulnerable, take off the shell. It's like, so Cancer's the crab, or I'm going to look at it in, I think like a lobster I'm looking for. I suck with animals, but like, imagine you're this crab and you've had this shell forever. You've been using the shell. It's been great. It's got you where you needed to be. It's protected yourself. But we're at this time in our lives now where you got to put on a new shell. And to put on a new shell, you got to take off the old one and go look for the new one. You got to be willing to be vulnerable for just a little while until you get exactly what it is that you're looking for. And it's going to be better, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be more protective, it's going to be more safe, and it's going to be better for you. So this week, really challenge yourself to get out of the shell that you've been holding yourself in for however long it's been, and get into a new shell. Go find something else that fits you. Now that Jupiter's direct, this is all about the relationship with yourself. What are we emphasizing? What's good? What's great? How can we put more balance? How can we put more beauty and admiration and all these beautiful qualities of Libra into your life, into the relationship with yourself? And this is going to manifest relationships with other people. You could be dropping people. You could be gaining people. Think like, relationships are up and down right now because a lot of people are experiencing themselves for the first time in a long time. And what's making this so hard too is that Pluto is opposing this Sun, Mercury, and Mars. And as Pluto opposes it, Pluto in Capricorn is, I've been talking about this all the time, super deep transformational stuff. And what you're going to see with Pluto is this very underlying uncomfortable construction. It's like the tiny little things that you could build your foundation on. Pluto is ripping those away, and that's why Cancer's so vulnerable right now. It's like Cancer really doesn't have a lot of ground. Cancer just has themselves. It has their feelings and it has their love. And Cancer's full of love. Cancer's full of giving. Cancer's full of all these great things. I'm not bashing Cancer. But what I am saying is that it brings up a lot of stuff for people. And even though you can be giving more, you can be feeling really emotionally like in alignment with yourself, you could also be really realizing a lot of the stuff where you're not feeling okay, where you're not being comfortable. And all of this is going to come to fruition as Monday we have the moon in Leo. So, I'm feeling it today. Monday, Tuesday we'll have the moon in Leo. Monday is when we're going to have this yod pointed to Neptune with the moon and Jupiter. So on Monday with the moon in Leo sextiling Jupiter, this is, kind of stroking your ego, kind of doing all this stuff, but it's pointing straight to Neptune in Pisces in retrograde. And this is all about going, oh shit, things are looking a little bit different. My mind is working in a different way that I'm not used to. And I got to really tap into what's going on. And of course, this is Pisces energy. So it's just kind of like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on, because you could be looking at it and things still don't make sense. And you got to be okay with things not making sense. And as Tuesday, we have a grand fire trine. The moon will conjunct the North Node in Leo. As this grand fire trine starts with Saturn and Uranus, every time something's touching Saturn, this is a big fucking deal. It's where, like Saturn and Sagittarius, are you pushing yourself? Are you believing in yourself? Are you moving forward with things? Are you limiting yourself? Where are you going? What's the direction you're heading? Because you got to figure it out. And as this moon conjuncts the North Node, which is, your destiny and your potential, and Saturn and Sagittarius, which is like, okay, you got to really lock down on where the fuck it is that you're going, while it's also trining Uranus, which is just bringing explosions to shit. Like, it's going to be blowing up in your face for the next couple days, and you got to really use that to your advantage. And this could be, astrology manifests in so many different ways. This isn't going to be exact for everyone. You can be able to resonate with this in a certain aspect of your life. However, with this moon in Leo, this is the time to embrace all that power, time to move forward with things. However, it's also going to be a time of, like, really getting your shit together. It's kind of like, let's say, you're a professional baseball player, your whole season sucked, all this and that, and now it's bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, tie game, and you're up to bat. You can't sit there and go, I can't do it based on my results. Your past doesn't dictate your now. Your now dictates your future, though. Kind of fucked up. Anyway, you can't just sit there and go, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that because of what I did yesterday or what I did the last week before. The biggest time that you have is right now. Now is always good. So especially on Tuesday, use that time to go, you know what? I do have the confidence, I do have the stamina, and I do have the ability to create what it is that my true desires are, because with the North Node in Leo and as the moon conjuncts it, you're going to get really emotionally involved to what your desires are and what your future entails and what that really looks like and what you want it to have. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, as the moon goes into Virgo, it's going to start going, okay, like you're going to have to start really analyzing exactly everything that's going on. Okay, like, is this effective? Is this working? Is this healing me? Is this super destructive? Sorry, I never noticed I had this thing on my card. Anyway, I got super distracted. And then on Friday, as the moon conjuncts Jupiter, it's time to bring a balance to all that. It's time to go, okay, what works, what doesn't work? And let's start taking out the shitty stuff, and let's start emplacing the new stuff and finding more balance with that. And it's not about, oh, I got to be perfect all the time. Oh, I got to, make sure I have all my details straight and everything, all my T's crossed and my I's dotted. It's about working with what you have and finding the balance in that. Because it's not like you're going to be able to get rid of all your negative energy in one day. It's not like you're going to be able to, fix all your problems in one day. Things do happen overnight. However, you got to be okay with that not happening. You got to be okay with things taking time. And as you take that time out, you got to learn to balance things as they come to you and as they leave. And so as Saturday, the moon will be opposing Uranus, sextiling Saturn, and the moon and Jupiter will be squaring the Sun, Mercury, Mars, and squaring and squaring Pluto with that T-square. So Saturday is going to be a lot of tension. Friday and Saturday are going to have you really looking at the relationship with yourself and what the fuck you're actually doing to create what you want. Because the relationship with yourself, what you tell yourself every day, what you tell others every single day, is exactly what manifests into your world. So if you say all day, it's kind of like, I've been using this example a lot. It's kind of like if you drive and you think you're an amazing driver, everything's perfect. All of a sudden one day you get in a T-bone, you get in a really bad accident. That right there, that emotional involvement, that one incident can change a belief about you going, oh, maybe I'm not a good driver, maybe I'm not a safe driver, maybe I need to pay more attention. Or if you're habitually, because the only two ways to change a belief about yourself are through emotional involvement or through habit, and habitually, if you tell yourself, oh, I'm a shitty driver, and then you get tickets, you get accidents, you get this, you get that, you see how, oh my God. Sorry about that. Anyway, those are the two ways to change a belief, and that's what you got to really focus on for these next couple days, is that what beliefs are riding you, what beliefs are taking control over you, what beliefs are effective, what beliefs are not effective, and what are you willing to do in order to use the ones that are effective. It's like going back down to what you really want, what your true desires are, where you're really going, where you really want to take things. It's about getting in alignment with that, getting in alignment with yourself. And that's basically what's going on this week. I know it's kind of a short video, however, this week isn't about what's going on every single day. Next week's a little bit crazy because Venus moves into Gemini, Mercury moves into Leo, and then we get all this stuff coming up for the eclipse. However, this week, really, really work on becoming emotionally vulnerable. Really, really work on that relationship with yourself. Really look at things on the upside. It's like, you know, you hear this in every success story, is that, you know, it's like right when they think that they're going to give up, right when they think they can't do anymore, they just do it one more time, they give it one more try, and then they succeed. It's always the darkest before dawn. And this week is going to be really, really rough. It's going to make you look at things in a whole completely different way, and it's going to be sending you left and right all over the place. Use this to your advantage, as I always say. So I'm going to leave you guys off with that. Have a great week. I'm sending you guys a ton of love because I know you guys need it, a ton of light and a ton of abundance. Please send me the same. I always talk about this astrology stuff, like I always got it cool, everything's figured out. However, I go through the same shit as you guys. I'm still going through this energy too, so I can definitely use some love this week. I got some challenges coming up, but gotta do it, gotta face it. I'm excited for it, even though it scares the shit out of me. But that's what I got for you guys. So if you'd like to book a reading, please feel free to message me on my email, or send me an email, I should say, at whitelightastrology@gmail.com. Please subscribe, or thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting, liking, and sharing. Check me out on Facebook at White Light Astrology, or if you're into Twitter and Instagram, check out my Twitter at White Light Cam. I'm always on there talking about astrology. I'm working on a mix right now. I'm entering a competition. So follow me on SoundCloud if you really like some EDM music, dubstep, all that kind of stuff. I super appreciate all you guys' feedback and support with that. So again, thank you guys so much, and have an absolutely wonderful week.